Nostalgia makes me tingle.
Sega TV weather spot.
Ever wondered what weathermen wear below the waist? Game Gear!
Well, okay, what?
Comes with 4 games, one size, all the colors, yours for $99.99. And it's unisex!
Be this good. Thanks, Sega!
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're okay. Good evening, Music Man. Good evening, Craig. So my caption says I'm playing Atari Lynx. Well, that's just to confuse everybody. Let me check it. Hope you're all doing well. Can you remember those Sega adverts, the Sega Pirate adverts that came out many years ago? Where does it say I'm... Oh, well, that's just... I can see it. Let's get rid of that and change it over. We'll save that. All is well in the world now. Oh dear, what a day. What a day, as the TikTok meme says. It's been a nightmare at work today. Hi, Music Man, hope you're well. I think everybody's realised that the good weather's coming, so everybody's coming, because I work in like a DIY type of store. It's been a bit crazy. So it's been mental. Everybody buying things, doing for the garden and things, hoping the weather's going to get better. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Just gonna So, tonight I'm going to be playing on the Sega Game Gear emulator, going to be looking at Sega Game Gear games. Just streaming Hogwarts. Is it any good? My daughter's bought it, but the problem is I can't play 3D games because I get motion sickness, which is really annoying. So I'd love to play it, but I can't because I'd be having some kind of fit or seizure in the corner while it was playing on the Xbox. But I know my daughter's downloaded it. Isn't it something ridiculous like 52 gigabytes to download or something? That's crazy. So the system, as I mentioned, is going to be the Game Gear we're looking at tonight. Now, we've looked at the Game Boy and we've also looked at the Atari Lynx, but the Game Gear, I think I've played an emulator a few years back on my channel, but I've not looked at it for a long time. It was released in Japan in 1990 in October, and then in the Europe in about 6 months later in April 91. It was basically a master system, a handheld master system. 67 gig on the PC. Oh my good night, that's crazy. That is mental. So the price of it was around $99.99, so around £100. And I was surprised that it actually sold 10 million units, which puts it quite high up in the best-selling consoles of all time. So it's there, just currently below the Xbox Series X and S. Obviously that's going to go up. But yeah, Sega Game Gear. Above such things as the PC Engine, the Saturn, the Dreamcast, and other ones on there that you wouldn't think. Sega CD, PC Engine, CD-ROM. So obviously it was quite a good little handheld. It did hold its own for the time it was out. This took me evening, Andy. Okay, this was the Enemy of the Lynx. I now own one. Do you know? But I've been obviously trying some games today to see what they like to get the emulator working, and I'm quite impressed by it. I got quite addicted with it actually. I was playing all sorts of stuff. I didn't realise that there was over 300 games came out for it when it was released. That's quite a lot of games compared to the Lynx, which had about 70 something, didn't it? But it took 6 AA batteries, and the battery life was around 3 to 5 hours. Again, that was something I was thinking about. If you think about modern day phones now, and how the charge lasts all day nearly, with the amount of things on them, like the cameras, and you can watch videos or do anything, and this is in 4K. I know technology's moved on, so the screen probably doesn't take as much power, but it just shows how far we've come in battery life from 6 AA batteries to where we are now. The screen, it had a colour palette of 4096, which I believe is the same as the Lynx, and it could have 32 colours on screen at once, and it was succeeded by the Nomad, as we know, which was the Genesis handheld, which didn't really do very well over here. It was more a thing in America. I know Andy's got one though. Yeah, if the Lynx had these titles, it would have won. Yeah, that's it. Some of the titles, I was amazed at what titles are on there, but we'll get to that part of me as we carry on. Obviously, that's what it looks like. It's got 2 buttons, your start button. the pad at the side, mono speaker on the actual system itself, but it had stereo, I believe, on the headset. It reminds me, looking at it, of like the old. Can you remember the handheld TVs from Casio? It looks a bit like that, and I know you could buy like a TV adapter that went in the top, so you could watch television on it when you could get analog channels. I always found it a bit. It reminded me, I don't know, it was like a loaf of bread, if you like, a bit. I know the Lynx was big, but this was a bit clunky, I thought. But that was just my opinion. But there obviously was a yellow one as well. I'm not looking at the notification. Yeah, what came out in Japan. I do like the yellow one. I think it's quite diggy, that. Quite smart. And a few years ago, obviously, Sega re-released the minis, I believe, and there was 4 different colours of those. So, quite a good system, all in all, really. And I obviously had the Sega name behind it. One of the reasons I was reading that it sort of failed and dipped off was because Sega had that many consoles coming out. So it had the 32X, it had the Saturn, it had the Mega Drive, and there was just that much stuff out there from them that they were all competing really with each other. So it didn't. That's why it sort of just dwindled in the end. I have the TV adapter you can input to it, which is great. So you can actually play other consoles via that, via your Sega Game Gear, which is excellent. The emulator I'm going to be using tonight is one called Ares, A-R-E-S. And I found it just by accident, really. I've never heard of it before, and it's a really good emulator. It plays everything that I've tried on it, and it's not just a single format emulator. It also emulates other systems as well, so like the PlayStation, all the Neo Geos, and the Nintendos. It's quite a good diggy little emulator. So, and I've put a link in the description, so if you want to download it and try them yourself, by all means do so. So let's start. Let's have a look at some games. You played the 3DO through the Game Gear. Classic. Excellent. So, and like always, if there's any games you want to see, then shout up. I'm just going to look down. This, I never realised this game was on it, but it's not the best game in the world, but I was quite surprised that it was on it. They just need to confirm the sound's okay when it's coming through. And so this is Pinball Dreams by 21st Century Entertainment. Came out in 1993. Oops. Obviously, you're not going to get the same sort of graphics as you do on the Amiga, but I was still surprised it came out for it, to be honest. Down the hole. Obviously the writing as well is a bit cut back on it. Still don't think this is a patch on the pinball games that were on the Game Boy, like Kirby's Pinball and stuff. Then but it just shows the variety of stuff that was actually released for it. There was quite a lot of Amiga titles released for it as well, actually. Sensible Soccer, Kickoff 2 I think was on it. I think some of them were just straight ports of the Sega Master System. But obviously, some of these didn't come out on the Master System. Yes, definitely. Yeah, you got to bear in mind this hasn't got the blurring like the original. You can have there is options to do that, but I've just not bothered tonight. But couldn't you get another screen for it? Especially later on in its life, couldn't you change the screen on it and get a brighter? Is it a backlit screen or a not backlit screen? whichever one it is that this isn't. You can now. Ah, right, yeah. Excuse me. So that's Pinball Dreams. I'm not going to play that for too much longer. I was impressed that it actually came out for it. So let's have a look what we've got here. A lot of, obviously, the titles that came out on the Sega are on here. Oh, I didn't know that came out for it. Let's have a look at that. So we've got Space Harrier. Mick Will, that's it, yes. Evening, Liz. That's quite. I think that's quite impressive. I know it's a bit slower. Oh. How are you, Liz? Okay. See that big. It's not too bad at moving the sprites about, to be honest. Good. Dell okay? Have you got a McWill screen on yours, Andy? Have you had it done? Did you get a McWill one on your Nomad, or is that the one that's got the screen on it? Always an idiot, but good. Bit difficult with the size of the screen and the size of the balls that are coming at you. I want to get to the dragon if I can. If there is a dragon. I like how they still bounce off. Oh, come on. Oh, game over. I don't think that's a bad attempt for a handheld, if I'm being honest. Evening, Paul. Hope you okay? I'm going to turn the volume up here because I can't hear it real well. There was obviously a lot of Sega arcade version. A Prince of Persia, did that come out for it as well? Like I said, there's so many games. I just didn't realise how many came out for it. Excellent. Yeah, they always play up where you don't want them to. That's pretty good graphics, isn't it? I think that. Can you imagine being able to play this on a handheld at the time? If you think back to the time, that'd be ace. I wish I knew how to climb down. Is it? It's not drop down. Oh. I need to get my sword. You've got this, have you? How do I climb down? There must be a way to climb down. that's not it. What's jump? So that's jump. Oh, well, dead. Red button, hold and press down. At least you do that on the Amiga. It's not the Amiga. Oh, just keep falling down the holes, that'll be easier. Edge. I need to get my sword so I can go and fight him. Let's jump. Let's pause. Diagonal. Oh, I don't know. Hey up, Jimmy. Okay, how are you doing? All right. I'm good. So I'm going to find out how you play that properly because I do like that. I think that's. I really am impressed with that. That's really good. Is it a rare game to get then, Andy, or is it quite popular? Prince of Persia on the Game Gear? Let's have a look. Oh, that's a game. Another good game there. No rare games on the Game Gear, really? Are they quite popular then, all the games? Columns is rare. Yeah, I'm sure it is. You don't get the voice, obviously, which is not good, but I can sort of understand it. I like the graphics though, they're very arcadey. Obviously the graphics on this are a bit brighter than the actual game. And there's not as many, like, cause obviously there's no tumbleweeds and stuff. I suppose that's just to do with the speed of the processor in it. I'll have a look at the comments in a second. Don't think you've ever played a Game Gear, maybe at Andy's house. Probably at Andy's house because he's got every console known to man. Did you have one of these back in the day, Andy or Craig? I bet no, Jim had the Game Boy, didn't he? It was Jim had to follow on the two colour aesthetic from the Spectrum. Where's the fire gone on it? Come on. Don't think I'm going to do it. Oh, I have. Get in there. No, she didn't have one. Played one at the Brothers Coops. Don't think it was theirs though. I think it was whoever that is. And did Johnny not have one? No, we were links. Who's fat Johnny? He sounds like a gangster. My name's Fat Johnny. Carlos, the New York armed robber. I must apologise if Fat Johnny's watching, because obviously I haven't got a clue who it is. One game that isn't on the Game Gear, which is surprising, is Hard Driving. But I suppose that's because it was an Atari game. I suppose this is a system, really. You could try and get the full set for. Is that what you're going for? Only the full set? How many games have you got for it? I'll have a look at the comments in a second. Is it nice and toasty where you are, Jim? Too warm now. I'm gonna die. Oh, nearly. So that's Chase HQ on the Game Gear. Let's look at the comments. Game Gear was a master. Yeah, it was just a handheld master system. Yeah, definitely. Fat Johnny nearly rearranged Jim's face when Jim was bouncing off the limiter of his MR2 at the 3 AM in Gala. In Gala. Sorry, not Gala. Gala. I apologise. Oh dear. You Rummans, you lot are. From the borders. What else have we got? What's that one? Codemasters. CJ Elephant Fugitive. There was quite a few Codemasters games. There's the Dizzy games on it. Oh, that's a bomb. That's all. How do I jump? That's jump. I didn't know this existed. No, there's a lot of stuff on it that I didn't realise were out for Game Gear. This isn't bad, just small space to the left and right. Yeah. Oh. I like how he walks behind the things as well. Obviously, you've got Mickey's Castle of Illusion and all those as well on it, and Sonic, the obligatory Sonic. I think there's Sonic 2 as well. Sonic 2 is supposed to be really good, one of the better versions on. Loved Mickey's. Yeah, Outrun, that's no problem. Like I say, anybody wants any games, just by all means shout up, because it might be games I've not even seen. How do I get up there then? I bet I have to drop down with the umbrella. Oh! Yes. I know there's some weird versions. There's proper Outrun on this. There's Outrun. Yeah, it's the official version. It's not like a homebrew or anything. Let's have a look. Sega. And then we'll put Mickey's on for Music Man. It's got some decent music. Love this version and the classic music. Yeah, definitely. Everybody knows that music, don't they, from our generation? Into the road. Pat David. Is that his name? Or is that... have you just made that up? I'm not denying it though. Still better than Lotus 3. I saw that comment on Facebook that you put, Andy. I agree as well. Lotus 3 on the Amiga, when you're on futuristic zone on a standard Amiga, it looked like you were either going backwards or not moving at all. All the Mortal Kombat games came out for the Game Gear as well, 1, 2 and 3. Road Rash did, PJ Tour Golf, Sensible Soccer did. So many good games. Yeah, I think you were right what you said, Andy. If a lot of those had come out on the Lynx, it might have done better. It relied too much on the Atari games, the Lynx, unfortunately. Which I suppose it would do, being Atari. Will do. I'll put some Mortal Kombat on, no worries. Who knows at 8-bit? That's it, Paul. That's your mission. I gather he still lives up your way. You can sort of see why the batteries don't last very long with the music and the graphics. I gather, did it have a brightness button on it as well that you could adjust? Outrun didn't come out on the Game Boy, did it, Jim? Or did it? no, I didn't think. I've not seen it, but then again, I could be wrong. Obviously, we know hard driving did because we played it last week. I was watching somebody play earlier on F-Zero on the Spectrum port. It's not a bad attempt actually for the Spectrum. Obviously it's Spectrum level graphics, but it's not a bad attempt. It's on Ginger Hippie's channel, I think. What I like about this as well, at the end, it's got the map that shows you how far you got. I don't think I'm going to do it because I haven't even got to the split in the road yet. Oh, and now I'm on the roof. Robot Wars, oh yeah. He did do a Robot Wars thing. I like that map. I don't show you where you A, B and C, but it's not a bad attempt. I think that's a pretty good version of Outrun, if I'm being honest. Obviously it's very similar to the Master System version. So we'll put Mickey's Quest on next for Music Man. Oh, that's not it, is it? I think this is the wrong one actually. Yeah, this is not the one I was playing earlier, I don't think. This is a different one, I believe. Definitely a different version to what I was playing earlier. Oh, how did I get? Oh, it's just go down. Oh, it's like a game, isn't it? Yeah, this isn't the one I was playing earlier. I'm sure it's not. The one I was playing earlier was much more like arcadey. What it was called then? That's going to annoy me now because I was playing it. I gather. Can you remember what it's called? My finger smells of cheese. Not being. Oh God, I'm not reading it. You're making me want to vomit. So I'm just looking through the list. We don't want columns, that's for sure. Castle, that's it. Well done, Jim. That's the one. Oh, sorry, Paul. Who was Paul who got in there? I didn't see that. Well done, Paul. It is. Oh, I love this game. From what I played it earlier. Do I have to pick that up, don't I? Oh, and I missed him. Idiot. Takes you right back. This is the one. I had this great game. I love it. Get the ball. Oh, I suppose I was supposed to jump on that ball to get there, right? Oh, does that kill me? Oh. Right back. I bet people spend hours on this game on Game Gear. I don't know, there's quite a lot of levels on it as well. I want that ball to throw at him. What's it? What, is there something I can do with that? Dave, you played games before, right? I don't know how you dare, Jimothy. There's Land of Illusion, well, isn't there? Yes, there's quite a few. The Mickey game on the SNES is also decent. Can't remember what that's called. Yeah, that's Magical Quest. Go on to the clouds. That's it. What clouds? Can I... How do I pick that up? Oh! Didn't want to jump down there. Oh, now I can't go up there without that ball. But it's back, thank goodness. Do I throw it to that thing there? I'm sure I need to get that, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to carry on up here. Oh. Too many colours, it's overloading my brain. Do I have to kill them things? I give up. So that's Castle of Illusion. I don't play these type of games. I'm more of a sports game. Oh dear. Somebody else asked for one, didn't they? Was it Mortal Kombat? That was it for Paul. Which one do you want? The first one. That was harrowing. Yeah, it certainly was. Welcome to my streams. Arena and Probe, they made the Amiga versions as well. Stodic. Don't you want Rise of the Robots? That's nice on it as well. few seconds to load. God, it must be bad. There must be a lack of retro streams out there. That's all I can say. I remember playing it at Turner's house on the Master System. I don't think it did. The chat makes it. At least it's got the music as well. For easy. No blood, but I think there is a code to get blood. But I haven't put it in, obviously. No lightning either, which is weird. Fight. Backwards and forwards kick. I don't know any finishing manoeuvres. My brother knew them all. I don't know any of them. Was the code on the Mega Drive again ABA CABB? I'm not sure. Sonia. Now, did it? Yeah, I'm sure Mortal Kombat came out on Game Boy, didn't it? Can't believe that what stir this game caused back in the day. Because it used real people instead of cartoony people. You don't get many controversies like that nowadays, do you? Mortal Monday, yes, definitely. I remember that. As a kid playing this under the duvet at night would have been mint, yeah. Mortal Monday, I remember that. That was the advert for it, weren't it? The grey blood on the Game Boy. I like that music as well, that sound effect. Obviously there's only two backgrounds by the look of it. I wonder what, let's have a look at Mortal Kombat 2, see if they improved it any. So 93, so this was, or 94, so this was 2 years later. Then we did. Why didn't we have Game Gears as kids? Miles better if you ignore the battery situation. Mortal Kombat, yes. It's funny, I was saying on Facebook, hindsight is just unbelievable. You don't realise how good things were when you had them out. There was a lot of criticism about them, obviously. But they were really good compared to what was out there at the time. Oh, they've added blood now. A bit more jerky, but that's because there's more colours. Flawless victory. What was his kick? Oh, it's not got to get over here. Oh, give me a chance. You didn't give me a chance to come out of that one. Take that. I don't think Street Fighter 2 came out for the Game Gear. Interestingly enough. Which is weird when you think it came out for the Spectrum and the 64. No. It's quite surprising, really. Oh, come on, you're just cheating. You're not giving me a chance to. You're not giving me a chance to come round. Yes, that's Mortal Kombat 2. A bit better than number 1. That's for certain. Somebody was saying earlier on, did any 3D games come out for it? No, there was a. This came out for it, but it wasn't really 3D. Which was Virtua Fighter. I think it was called Virtua Fighter Animation. In 1996, so this was way after its end of its life. Just before end of its life, really. I played this for the first time yesterday. How weird is that? I've sort of got a 3D effect on the floor, but that's about as 3D as you're going to get. In 1991. PC Engine GT, is that a handheld? It is, isn't it? Was that basically a PC Engine? Yeah, it's quite easy to play, dead meaty. Yeah, the feeling of the punches and stuff. I know what you mean, Paul. I'm sure if you knew all the moves and stuff, it'd be better, but obviously... Oh, that's quite a good one. Take that. Yeah, it's very difficult. Typical, that's very Japanese style art at the end. Oh, I don't want to be here again. Oh no! Oh my goodness. Oh, what's happened here? I think I've zoomed in somehow. That doesn't look right. Try it again, but I want to be the bloke because he's pretty good. Knock him out. Come on. Get out. I like how the timer as well is very like the 3D version. They've used the same type of font, I suppose, as you call it. I'll have to have a look, Andy. I don't even know if there is a PC Engine GT emulator. I gather there must be. I'll have to have a look. Is it just one round? No, they're saying a different background. Potentially, I'm sure if it's the same thing. Sonic, that's it, yeah. If it's, I gather if it's that, then it's just I love the combo manoeuvre in that. Winner! Which Sonic do you want, Andy? Sonic 1 or Sonic 2? Sonic. One, right, yeah. Oh, classic Sega sound. Classic game this. Did this come free with it? Or was that just columns? I remember when they used to have speeds. Oh, don't go down there. Speed runs on Games Master. Isn't this the version? Yeah, I think it is. It's based on the Sega Master System version, but I'm sure it is. Just like the Master System version, but on some versions of the Master System. I picked a random bottle of red wine. It's lush. Sega does what Nintendo. That's almost like an advert. The irony is, all these good consoles, these good handhelds, none of them came anywhere near Game Boy in sales, did they? So obviously Game Boy did something right. Nearly cracked open a beer early. Can you drink with your broken finger? How do I get up there? Oh, there. How do I get up there? Yeah, 9 other fingers bonus, I'm right-handed. The ads for consoles these days should be, they all do the same thing, get a Switch, at least you can play it in the bog. I think you've got, that's it, that's your new advertising slogan. One of these can be played in the bog, 2 of them can't. Isn't it funny that they've never, Sony or Microsoft have never ever attempted to go to handheld market, even though there's been loads of rumours. Hey, Aldi's better for wine. Tetris, you might eat a while with you, Tetris. I borrowed turtles repeatedly from someone I know. So that's Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, of course they have. Ignore me, they've done PSP, haven't they? That was a brain melt. They do some weird ciders at Aldi. Is that they do Coca-Cola flavour, don't they? I believe Coca-Cola flavour cider. So let's have a look what else there is. Stuck Looking down the list. I don't want Home Alone, I don't think. Primal Rage, nope. Rise of the Robots, nope. Yeah, with Special Buy, sounds a bit weird. Enemy beer was from Aldi, was brewed by Carlin. Was the same average and tasted the same, but was half the price. Yeah, sounds about right. Most things are made by one company and just rebranded for certain stores. Robocop vs Terminator.
Looking for trouble?
Looking for trouble. Oh, he got me. Go up there. The music in this game is dead good. Oh. That baby food. Might stick the Game Boy Emulator on the 3DS. Oh well. Collision detection's a bit. Oh, I'm dead. Is that Clarence Bodicker up there? Oh no, it's the guy from the petrol station. The thing you've got to remember as well, obviously, on a smaller screen it would look better. It's only because I've made it so you can actually see it. Where's the Terminator part of it then?
You're terminated. Looking for trouble?
Got an Alien vs Predator vibe, yeah. I was thinking that. How do I get up there? Gotta be up there, hasn't it? Whee! I don't go up there. Clarence Bodicker, not Miles. The dude who played Miles Bodicker is the 90s show that Caroline watches. And the reason I watch it, because he's in it. So that's Robocop versus Terminator. Not too bad. Baku Baku Animals on it. Another good game. Buster Move, Bubble Bobble, Truck Rock. Let's look at that, because we looked at this last week on the links, didn't we? We intend to spend a weekend completing this on the Mega Drive. The last boss is a Muckle T800 head. This is Double Dragon, obviously. Oh, is this different to the original then? What's he got to go on? How is this Double Dragon? Now I just said that. Why have they changed it? Why didn't they call it a different name? I wonder if they couldn't do the arcade for some reason. I wonder if it was like... But again, you'd think they'd be able to if they'd got the name. I prefer for this one, I do prefer the Lynx version to this, if I'm being honest. I don't like how they've changed it. Who's that, Chitara? I wonder why they changed it and they didn't stick to the original. Oh, it's rubbish this, I don't like it. That's Double Dragon. It's more like Double Dragon 3. I don't know what it is, yeah, you'd think that, yeah, well even Double Dragon 3 is different to this. It definitely isn't Double Dragon, that's for sure. Not the one I'm thinking of anyway. One for Andy here. If I think it's Andy. I think it's this game anyway. There she is. It was probably going to be another game that got a license last minute. Yeah, probably. That happened quite a lot back then. Yep, I agree. It is a guff. Throw it. That's it. Get down. The sprites are a bit blurry, you can't really tell what they are, but boom's still bound. That was the first thing they had to do with it, Jim. He's a bit like Dalsy on Street Fighter, isn't he? I wonder how much the PC Engine GT was on it when it was released. Was it? I will find out next week, won't we? But will the game a lot more expensive? I wonder. Knee to the head. You lost. Cheer up, I'm just too strong for you. Show off. That's Fatal Fury Special. I'm trying to get to this. I'm trying to find one. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. The Codemaster's title.
The excellent Dizzy Collection.
So they did the Dizzy collection. So they did Panic Dizzy, which is basically a puzzle one. Dizzy Adventure, which is like Dizzy, and Dizzy Go. Which is basically like fast food Dizzy, but with slight twist. I quite like this little puzzle type game. Get ready, Dizzy. So this time you can only go when you push that way, it will only go that way. I'm not going to do it here. I'm never going to get off. Yeah, true. Chips challenge, yeah, it is a bit like that. You know, looking back, I like the fact they tried to branch out a bit and use Dizzy like they do nowadays, like in different types of games. Aren't they making a Dizzy game at the minute? A new one? Oh, quick snatches. Quick snatch. Yeah, is that one where you have to get where you're chasing the food round and stuff? Is that the one where you're floating on the bubbles? Obviously. Oh. Head in. Potato heat. Oh, what's happened there? Oh yeah. So that's Go Dizzy Go on the Dizzy collection, where they got 3 games on it, which is again came out from Codemasters back in the day on the Game Gear. Who mentioned Lemmings? Because we looked at that on the links as well, didn't we? Are you? Where's the... Oh, move it down there. Love Lemmings, played it on the PC. We're not going to fall off the end there, are they now? You'd be really happy with this if you got it on a handheld back in the day, wouldn't you? I always found it a lot, even on the consoles, it's a lot harder to play without the mouse, so I prefer it with a mouse. Oh, the music from Lemmings. Yeah, it was definitely a good thing. And it all came about from him messing about on D-Paint, didn't it? He did like some weird animation. And that's how the game came from. That's where the game came from, and then he made it into a game. And then the rest is history. I think it's... Is it on the I think Lemmings is on... Is it on the most consoles ever or something ridiculous like that? I can remember in the Amiga magazines when you used to get the level codes. Oh, good evening, ZX Techley. Long time no speak. Well, maybe that's a lie. What film are you watching? Oh, I don't. Oh, damn! I'm gonna have to. Oh, blown it now. Oh no! Caliber sounds interesting. Yeah, we've had some good games tonight. Some really good ones. It's interesting because every week we play a handheld and it's like we think, well, that's a bit better than that. And at the minute, it's neck and neck with the Lynx. I like the Game Boy, but for colouring games, it's got to be up there with the Lynx easy. And the selection of games blows the Lynx out of the water. Because there's so many more games for this than there is for that. What was that then? I didn't even know there was a racing game. Enjoy your film anyway. Enjoy Caliber. What's this? Cheers, mate. Thank you. Is this? Whoa! I'll read the comments in a second. Is this like a Mario Kart attempt? column, as if you can go around that corner. It's almost like Cisco Heat type corner. Like. Them corners are terrible. You couldn't, even if you take the you take. Oh, you're into a tunnel or a warp or something. I'm only going to do one lap because I can't be dealing with the corners. They're stupid like that. Now it's Sonic Drift 2, mate, this. And it's rubbish. I don't like it. It's too hard. The corners are ridiculously just come upon you and then they turn round. The music does not gel with the gameplay. No, it doesn't. You'd think they'd have the Sonic music. They've obviously tried to capitalise on Sonic, haven't they, there? Put him in a racing game. I don't like that. I don't like it. Oh, I'm pressing the button on the thing there. What was the other one I was going to put on? I've just seen. This is a actual homebrew title, this. Where's the secret? Should have kept the same music though. Dead. Impossible. Yeah, not bad for it's not bad for a like homebrew version. What's the bomb button? I don't know what the bomb button is. I don't think I've got a bomb button on this one. There's a jump. That's it. We're into bomb button. In the other ports. Where's the 3 bombs? Oh yeah, I can see it, but I don't know what the button will be. Unless it... What's the bomb button then? Smash them all, the spacebar, yeah. It's a spacebar, that's what it is, obviously. So that's Turrican, that's a homebrew game that somebody's made. Let's have a look for one more game tonight, see what we're going to play. There's so many games on it, you could spend hours and hours playing all the games off of here. Pardon me. There's one called Poker Face Paul's Poker. Is that something you made? Oh, Power Drive. That never came out on this, did it? Rage software. Present. Just be called Player 1. Let's have the mini. This, I'm sure this came out on the Amiga. It was really difficult to control. Skid marks, whatever. Oh, skid marks. I thought you were just announcing that you got skid marks there, Jim. Yeah, this were on the Amiga. It was solid to control, that you couldn't go around the corners without skidding off. Oh, it's a bit easier to control, that's better. Still a bit skiddy though. It's like Miles Millage or whatever it's called on the arcades, or Neo Drift on the Neo Geo. So skiddy though. It got really low marks in the Amiga format. It is a bit easier to control than the Amiga version, I'll give you that. I'm actually staying on the track, which is amazing because I didn't, you won't be able to. Starting to feel like you missed out not owning a Game Gear. Yeah, I feel like that with all of them that I play. I think, why didn't we have it? They should have just had sound effects. Yeah, yeah, definitely. You probably can do that in the options if potentially. Repair the tyres, repair the shocks. It's funny how you look back at the systems that were out and you realise how good they actually were back then. I think a lot of the time, the magazines... What's going on here? Am I stuck in... That's reverse. Why am I going backwards? What? Oh, that's better. I think a lot of the time, the magazines did sort of kibosh systems really, and that was all. And it's, you got to remember back in that day as well. Not all magazines, but most were almost bought by the publishers and by the publishers of the games and by the hardware manufacturers. So the reason that probably the Sega sold so many was because obviously they had magazines and all sorts. Lynx didn't. Atari didn't. Yeah, exactly. That's the irony, Paul, that emulation is going to keep all these old systems in people's minds, especially the younger generation, as the systems break and there's not as many out there. And if you think about it, in 50 years' time, you're not going to have kids going around looking for Lynxes, are you? They won't even know what they are. But they might be like museums, I suppose, with them in. We could all be curators. We could all be museum curators. I remember this coming out. So that's Power Drive anyway. Effects would have been better choice, definitely. So that's the Game Gear, folks. Thank you everybody for watching. Like I say, the emulator's called ARES, and it also emulates Nintendo. Oh, it does PC Engine. I wonder if that's... I might be able to use this one for the PC Engine titles as well. It does quite a few. I don't know what a Benice is. Pocket Challenge, Bandai, Wonderswan obviously. And quite a few on there. And it's quite a good emulator, so if you want to try it, just download it and have a go. It plays the ROMs from zips as well, so you don't have to unzip the game. It'll play them through the zip. No, thank you. I don't know. When are you going to stream, Jim? Anyway, when are you streaming? We need to know. You've done all this setup again, and we're no further forward. It's nearly 12 years now since you last streamed. No, thank you. You read that wrong. No, oh no, thank you. You read that wrong. You see, that's it. I was thinking, no, thank you. What's he on about, the madman? Right, well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Jim, and thank you for the compliment there. Thank you, Music Man, and Paul, and Liz, and Craig, and Andy, and everybody else that's watched. ZX Tetley, if you're watching this on the replay. I hope you've enjoyed it. And next week, it looks like it's going to be the PC Engine GT, or just the PC Engine potentially, if that's what it is. Emulating. At one point, I want to do another Spectrum one because I've been looking at pictures of people posting their collections, and there's so many games I've never even heard of that I just want to give a try. So I'm going to do that on one of the streams as well, just to see what they might be a load of rubbish, but they were released. So Andy working tomorrow? Night Dave from me and Drunk Andy. He's not working tomorrow. He's off, isn't he? Is he off tomorrow? I'm sure. Or is it next week? He said one day, isn't he? Right, well, have a good week, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you again soon. And he's always drunk, always wearing shorts. Poor Liz has got to put up with him. You have to carry him to bed, though. Make sure you don't fall down the stairs. We don't want no more accidents. Night all. Cheers.